now that you have a good introduction and you're all anticipating me to show you self-driving technology from Google, well, that's not going to happen. Sorry to say. I'm going to look at the mobility space from a little bit different angle today. And with the topic of saying the search for new mobility is actually what we want to look at. JJ just said that they're focusing on shared services, autonomous driving, electrification, also connectivity probably as one of the last ones, which most manufacturers currently do. And they have reasons for that, right? Probably three good reasons. One would be that there is a relevance and a need to improve their product. And they can. They can cut down pollution, and not at last through some recent developments a couple of years back now, that pollution has become a big issue and electrification will come up. But also the competition is very strong. Somebody's coming into electrification, Tesla, and saying, hey, we can do this, which into an industry which has a very high barrier of entry, this is huge. But also on the other hand, you have the providers who say, hey, if you don't want to own a car, you want to go from point A to point B, mobility is the next one as a service. That's where the shared services come in. And there's Uber and other players who offer that. The automotive industry sees it as a challenge, and yes, they're rightfully so. But third, they see that technology is actually ready to be used to actually develop a better way to get from point A to point B. And maybe not ownership, but autonomous. And so much things we can do, what JJ just showed, there's so much technology can do to help. And AI is one of those key drivers which will increase the speed and just accelerate the development of technology. Who of you knows Google Translate? Who has used it a couple of years back? Yeah? Okay. Who has used it recently? Okay. You might or might not have noticed that the understanding or the context Google Translate provides has become much, much better. A couple of years back, it was okay, you could understand the gist of whatever was said in one language to translate to another. But now you can actually really understand context. What do? We applied machine learning to Google Translate. And Google Translate is a 10-year-old product, and the last 9 months have had more impact on the quality than the last 9 years combined before that. That's just a scale of how technology and machine learning will have implications on everything we do. So, for everybody who is now afraid of new technology and the transformation, I can assure you can relax. It's all good. Yeah? Life is good, like it was today outside. But the change will never be as slow as it was today. So, the technology will pick up and actually give us access to so much more of service, of mobility, of offerings that will help users to fulfill their need, be it in mobility, getting from point A to point B. The automotive industry is not new to disruption. I mean, started very early on of the automotive industry. Let's go back a couple of years. Here's a picture of New York City in 1903. Do you spot the car? Yes. Who spots the car? It's right over there. Very clear to see. Now, fast forward 10 years to 1913, and New York City looked like that. Who can spot the horse carriage? It's on the left-hand side, on the side of the road. Disruption, pure disruption. And since then, the automotive industry has worked hard to make incrementally change. We have different colors now than just black. You can order. Yes, you have some safety and some comfort features in the cars, but actually still a metal box with 4 wheels and a driver which gets you from point A to point B. And we're at the verge of changing that. And it comes to realizing that they have to change and innovate to actually provide the service that people want by not focusing on the product so much, but on the need of the user to fulfill. And that's where it gets really, really exciting. So it's not the number of cars that are put out, but how they put out and how they solve the problem of mobility. That paired with what happens today online and what data actually gives us, to give you a sense of what happens online, you probably have all seen this in one form or the other. There's 700,000 Facebook posts every minute. There are 2.4 million Google queries done every minute. And there are also 1,400 Uber rides which are taken every minute, which amounts to 5 million a day. So that's huge. But to give you a real part of the scale, you have to look at YouTube. YouTube currently uploads 500 hours of video every minute. Say it again. 500 hours every minute. That's the scale of data which has to be processed. And Netflix and YouTube together make about half, or actually more than half of the internet traffic worldwide. So that is real scale of data. Now if you add smart devices and connected cars, and cars actually talking to each other, to that, you will have so many data points which you can use to interpret and to actually give service to the user of getting from point A to point B and giving him the right service the way he needs it. We can now process the data, and processing it has become faster and better, and we can actually make sense of all this data in real time. Not at last because of our smartphones, which are somewhere with us, and we can have locations telling us where we are and where drivers are, which provides mobility services in all ways and forms we have right now. Best example for that, why they are so successful, is Uber, because who has not taken Uber ride here in this room? Everybody has. One, two, well, a couple. I encourage you to do that, because it will be the best user experience you will ever have. You open your app on your smartphone, you ask for a car, you see how long it takes to get to you. It shows you how long it takes to the destination and how much will approximately cost. And at the destination, you just get out and you have nothing to do. Actually, your receipts are forwarded to your travel expense system, and you actually don't have to worry about it. Compare that to the experience right now with a cab, where you have to wait for the cabbie to actually turn on the credit card machine and then put in the receipt and write down the receipt and give it to you. You take 3 minutes until you can get out of the car. That's not usability. And the usability will be key to provide the best service to users. But all of these services here are still flawed because they look at one piece of the puzzle to get from point A to point B. It's not necessarily the car that gets you from point A to point B best. It might be the train, or it might be a bike in Amsterdam, or whatever it is still siloed. Each of these things are siloed. So the next step will be to figure out how can we unsilo the different parts of transportation to give the user the right information. Hey, if you want to go to the airport now, you should actually take a helicopter to get there. Or you should take the car because the interstate is free, or you should take the train because the interstate is actually jammed up. And that will provide for the user the true form of service, regardless of the mode of transportation. Because at the end of the day, you want to take the decision of the user away to, I have to look at all these modes and figure out how I'm going to get from point A to point B. We have the data, and we can combine the data to actually provide the service to provide true magic to the user of saying, hey, I know how you can get best from point A to point B, and that is by taking this form of transportation in these steps. So, usability and ease of use will be the key to solve the mobility issue with great technology in the background. And with that, I'll leave you to it, and to my next speaker, Alex. And if you have any questions on Waymo, please go to the website and check on the self-driving car.